Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please, if this is your first time here, kindly don't make it the last time by subscribing down below, and please turn on the bell icon beside it. Thank you so much. So the last update about Jodha and AKBAR was how Jalal mistakenly sent a letter to Jodha for a boat ride, and they went on a boat ride and they came back, and Rukkaiya was so furious that Jodha took her place and Jodha cheated her, and she went with Jodha to Jalal so that Jalal can judge the matter, and she was shocked as to what Jalal has to say about the matter, and she leaves the place angrily. So that was the last update, so let's continue from there. Rukaiya films in anger and she asks Oshia to make her room dark, and she lies on the bed and she asks Oshia that who is a special wife according to Oshia, and Oshia says that it is Rukaiya. Rukaiya asks that why then did Jalal think that it is Jodha, to the extent that Jalal cannot see anyone else apart from Jodha, and what is in Jodha that made Jalal think that Jodha is always right. Rukaiya says that she doesn't know when Jalal would know Jodha's real intentions, because Jodha is doing conspiracy like putting her life in danger for Jalal, and Jodha has bigger plans, and Jalal also believes Jodha, and Jalal did not remember that Jodha used to hate him. Soon, Rukaiya was disturbed by a commotion in Harem because two maids were fighting. Oshia tries to settle the matter, but the maids were not listening to anyone. Rukaiya was furious and she goes there to stop the maids from fighting. The two maids, one named Roxana and the other one named Asisa, were fighting that Masa was supposed to get married to Roxana since childhood, but Asisa fell in love with Masa instead. Jodha was also there, and Aziza says that it was Masa that fell in love with her, and she pleaded with Jodha to look into the matter. Roxana says that her relationship with Maza was arranged during their childhood, so Maza belongs to her. Rukaiya says that she is in charge of Harem, so she has decided that Maza will get married to Roxana, and Aziza says that she cannot accept Rukaiya's decision because Maza is not part of Harem, and Rukaiya is only in charge of years, so Rukaiya cannot decide who will Maza marry, and Rukaiya got angry and slaps Aziza. Rukaiya films in anger because Aziza was questioning her, and Rukaiya says that Harem belongs to her and she is the ruler here. Jodha interrupts and says that Aziza is right because Maza has no connection with Harem, so Rukaiya cannot take his decision, and only Maza has the right to take his decision by himself, and Rukaiya shouted at Jodha that it is enough. Rukaiya says that Jodha should stay silent because there is no need for her suggestion. Jodha says that she agreed, but here it is about justice, and Rukaiya should listen to Aziza once before judging the matter, and if Maza really wants to marry Aziza, then they should marry, and Rukaiya says that Maza and Roxana's marriage was arranged when they were young, and Jodha says that the marriage was arranged during their childhood when they don't even know anything, but now that they are grown, Maza loves Aziza instead of Roxana. Rukaiya says that love is just a show-off and the real thing is friendship, and Maza have accepted Roxana and it is a special wife's order, and these maids are under her, so she will decide their fate. Jodha says that but Maza is not under Rukaiya, so Rukaiya's order should not work on him, so Maza's decision will be taken by Jalal, and Rukaiya says that so Jodha is challenging her. Jodha says that she is not challenging Rukaiya, but she only wants justice to be done by the right person. Rukaiya says that Harem belongs to her and she have the right to judge any matter. Maham Anga says that but this matter is under Jalal and it will decide whom Maza should marry, and Rukaiya was surprised that Maham Anga was also taking Jodha's side. All the maids and wives in Harem started complaining against Rukaiya's anger and attitude, and they all praised Jodha for having the courage to speak up against Rukaiya. Jalal was having a discussion with his ministers, and he was informed about the fight in Harem, and Jalal orders that Rukaiya should deal with the matter because he would not interrupt, but Jodha comes there and says that she came to make a request, and she knows that Jalal is always busy in providing services to his people. Jalal says that it is his responsibility to check that his people are happy, else he have no right to be a king then. Jodha says that who are Jalal's people? Is it only the people who are outside the palace? And what about the people that are inside the palace? Jodha says that Harem belongs to Jalal, but Jalal says that he doesn't interfere in the matters of Harem, and it is Rukaiya that deals with them. Jodha says that Jalal is the king and maybe the matter on ground is just another thing for Jalal, but it is a matter of life for a servant, and Jalal still insists that Rukaiya is capable of handling everything. Jodha again says Trust Jodha, she's always stubborn, just like me, and she would never give up. Jodha again says that it is about the maid's feeling, and they may be servant, but they are also included in Jalal's nation, and she knows that this is a small matter, and Jalal should not be involved, but this matter is very serious, so Jalal should please listen to the servants once, because they all love him. Jodha says that everyone respects Jalal, and by listening to them, Jalal will not interfere in anybody's position, but he will do justice, and she have this request for Jalal that justice should be given by a king, and Jodha leaves the place and Jalal was worried. Elsewhere, there was a preparation for war by Sujamal, and they plan to attack Amer. Soldiers general speak against Balma and they speak against Jodha, that Jodha should have killed herself instead of marrying a Mughal, and Sujamal was angry on hearing bad words about Jodha, and he says that he would kill the person that speak against Jodha. Sujamal prepares to go to Agra to meet his sister Jodha, even though he was warned against it. Rukkaiya was resting and Maham Anga comes to her room, and Maham Anga finds Oshia guiding Rukkaiya in the dark room, and Maham Anga asks that what is happening here. Oshia says that Rukkaiya is sleeping, and she said that she will kill anybody that disturb her or her sleep, and Maham Anga says that she would say. Maham Anga go on to wake Rukkaiya by pulling her eyes, and she asks Rukkaiya to get up because she is losing Harem, and she is losing the control of the people of Harem. Maham Anga says that Jodha is being preferred by all the people of Harem, and Jodha is gaining supremacy in Harem, but Rukkaiya laughs it off and stood up on the bed to sit, and Maham Anga tries all her best to instigate Rukkaiya to take action against Jodha, because Jodha is having upper hand, and Jodha might influence Jalal to take decision, and Oshia comes there and informs Rukkaiya that all the ladies of Harem will be addressed by Jalal, and Rukkaiya was surprised. Moti and Jodha were going to the court, and Moti says to Jodha that what happened was not right, but Jodha shouldn't have interrupted Rukkaiya in her orders, but Jodha says that she cannot tolerate this being a Rajvanshi, and Moti says that she is worried about the consequences. Amida was going to the court with Salima as well, and Amida says that she is worried about Rukkaiya's behavior, and Salima says that she doesn't know why Rukkaiya is overreacting on things. All the wives in Harem get to the court, and Jalal also comes there, and everyone greets Jalal. Jalal says that he doesn't interfere in Harem's matter, but on a special request, he is here, and Jalal orders that they should bring the people that are concerned with the matter. Ruksana, Aziza, and Maza comes there, and Maham Anga asks them to first tell Jalal their names, and they says their names to Jalal. It was disclosed that Aziza was in love with Maza, and they wanted to marry, but Ruksana says that her marriage with Maza was arranged during their childhood. Rukkaiya says that childhood friendship and relationship is very important, but Jodha says that love is the most important thing in relationship. Jalal says that one side is childhood friendship and another side is love, and according to the Muslim rule, marriage can only be done between two people if the groom and the bride are ready and they both agree to the union. So he is giving Masa 1 month so that he can decide whom he wants to marry, and the maid leaves. One of the wives complains to Jalal about Rukkaiya's harsh behavior towards the maid, and that Rukkaiya is also rude to the other wives in Harem, and she treats the other wives like her maid. Maham Anga also speaks in favor of Jodha and the other wives, and Jalal asks whether his decision of giving Rukkaiya the responsibility of controlling Harem is wrong, and he asks that was there anyone who was willing to take the responsibility from Rukkaiya, and one of the wives says that they want Jodha to take the responsibility from Rukkaiya, and some other wives also supported that, but Jodha says that she is not suitable for the post. Please pardon the spelling of wives here, is typo error. Jalal says that all the wives should think over it if Jodha should start controlling Harem instead of Rukkaiya, and the next morning, he would decide by himself if Jodha should take up the post or not if all the wives cannot arrive at a conclusion, and after that, he would not hear a single word against Rukkaiya, and Rukkaiya smiles at Jalal and Jalal leaves from there. Amida was discussing with the other wives that Rukkaiya behaved actually and she had taken rash decision. Salima says that Jodha might not be experienced about judging matters, but Jodha felt it from her heart and she took decisions after feeling for the other person, and one maid was overhearing all this and she thinks to inform Rukkaiya as soon as possible. Jodha comes to Jalal, who was having a head massage from a maid, and Jalal says to Jodha that because of this Harem's fight, he got an headache, and Jalal asks the maid to leave. Jalal looks at Jodha and smiles, and Jodha sits in front of Jalal. Jalal says that Jodha always says something else and do another thing, and Jalal naughtily tells Jodha to give him head massage, faking a headache. Jodha says that but Jalal had just received a head massage from the maid, and Jalal says that the maid's hand would never have the same effect that Jodha's soft and tender hands would have, and Jalal looks at Jodha naughtily. Naughty, naughty boy. Jodha also shyly picks up the oil and massages Jalal's scalp, and a song plays in the background. Jalal says that Rukaya is doing a good job, but he is happy about how Jodha had refused to take over the responsibility of Harem, and Jodha is different unlike other wives. Jodha says that she is leaving, but Jalal asks her to give him more head massage, but Jodha politely declines and she asks Jalal to catch up on the lost sheep, and Jodha leaves and Jalal keeps smiling. Rukkaiya comes to Salima and she was angry with Salima for speaking against her and speaking in favor of Jodha, and Salima says that she is disappointed with Rukkaiya's behavior. Rukkaiya says that she doesn't know what suddenly came over Salima for supporting Jodha, and Salima tells Rukkaiya to stay within her limit of decency and that she is like her elder sister, and even if Rukkaiya is in charge of the harem, then she should be respectful to her elders. Salima says that Jodha is more balanced and she took a better decisions because she felt for others from her heart, and if Rukkaiya's behavior remained like this, then all the wives will one day go against her, and Salima asks Rukkaiya to leave and Rukkaiya leaves angrily. Jalal comes to Rukkaiya's room and Rukkaiya tells Jalal that Amida and Salima were both in favor of Jodha and they are against her. Jalal tells Rukkaiya that all the maids and wives in Harem are all standing against Rukkaiya and supporting Jodha, so Rukkaiya should control her harsh behavior. Jalal warns Rukkaiya that she should not take her enemies lightly, especially Jodha, because Jodha is a talent treasury, and Jodha might just make Rukkaiya fall from her position if she is not careful, and Jalal leaves the place while Rukkaiya was shocked to see that even Jalal is fully supporting Jodha. Gradually, Rukkaiya's cup is becoming full and soon her cup would overflow. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till this point, and please, even if you don't want to give this video a thumbs up, for the fact that this is exactly 1:35 a.m. in the midnight and I'm still editing, doing voiceover, please just give this video a thumbs up and share it, and I will see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.